Hey, it's your boy Will. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Yes, that subscribe button right here so you don't miss another episode of the Wilk Edition. Let's get into it. I want to hit on today is the Lakers pursuing Jonathan Kuminga. So reports that the Lakers are still interested in Jonathan Kuminga. Uh, they remain in contact with his camp. Even after adding Kevon Looney, we signed him the other day. Solid backup center. Three-time champion with the Golden State Warriors. He's a vet. He knows how to win. He knows sacrifice. He knows what it takes to win. Rebound, hard screens for his teammates. Solid defense. Solid minutes as he's in the game. So I like that pickup. Like I said, Jonathan Kuminga averaged 12.2 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, and 2.3 assists last season. Between Golden State and Atlanta, he had a pretty solid uh run with Atlanta. I know they ended up losing. Wasn't really because of him. It was a team collective why they lost. But it was a bright spot for Atlanta. Jonathan Kuminga was one of those bright spots. Late addition, a trade from the Warriors. His stint with the Warriors was a little up and down. Uh, Took him a little minute to try to find his footing. He never really found his footing. He didn't know if he wanted to be a defender. He didn't know if he wanted to do this. He don't want to do that. So uh as a Lakers fan, all right, stay with me. As a Lakers fan, I like the Jonathan Kuminga uh selection, and I'll tell you why I think he'll be a good fit for the Lakers. So as presently constructed, people looking at Lakers like, oh, they don't have any wing defenders, they don't have this, they don't have that. Okay, Jonathan Kuminga as that wing defender, athleticism, young youth. He's a downhill scoring, defensive. Excuse me, defensive upgrade. So Jonathan Kuminga makes a lot of sense for the Lakers. We can get him at a pretty cheap price. And granted, I want him to get his money. Anybody who's in any business of making money and getting money, I want you to get your money. But the Lakers are going to make you earn this money. So that means, well, one, you got to sign. I don't know what he's waiting on. But for one, you need to go ahead and sign with the Lakers so you can get in the lab. Because as soon as training camp come around, or you're gonna need to be getting runs in with your teammates, building chemistry, because a lot of basketballers do on chemistry. That New York Knicks team that won the championship, they had a bunch of chemistry, played a bunch together. It wasn't like somebody was hurt and then you played 20, 30 games without somebody like. So we need that, and we need that youth. We went younger. We got a Kessler, we got a Samuel. We still got Austin, still got Luka. I think Kevon Looney is the oldest person on the roster. He's 30. All right, so the Lakers got younger. We just got to get a little bit more athletic. I think with um Grimes, Kessler, like those signings, I think those are really, really big signings. Um, I don't see why we wouldn't get it. It makes sense. Next to Luca, we need that burst. We need size, someone who can attack closeouts instead of needing the ball all the time. That could be Jonathan Kuminga, okay? For him to be able to get his money, he needs to relish in the role that he's given. All right, you come to a team with Luka Doncic, led the league in scoring. 5, 6 time All NBA, first team. Let me get it. First team All NBA. All right, we got Austin up and coming. He done bloomed. He got room to grow too. Yes, Austin. Yeah, look, I'm gonna hold them accountable. They need to get better on defense, better team defense, and that's why adding those shot blockers, that energy guys, we need that. So signing Jonathan Kuminga would be huge for the Lakers. All right. Now there is a reason to be a little cautious. All right. He still has to get proven. He can be a better shooter, better decision maker. So, but Luke is the perfect person to learn that kind of stuff from. So, I'll raise my hand and say, hey, go as a Lakers fan, go get Jonathan Kuminga. We need some young legs, athletic legs, and he wants to prove himself. Let's give him a full season to do that. If we can sign him for I think the contract might have been about, they want to give him 2 years, 10 million. Now, granted, I don't got $10 million. But somebody want to sign me for $10 million. I'm gonna play for $10 million. All right, with the possibility of getting more money down the road, or you know what I'm saying, like you know, you gotta prove it to yourself, not just to the Lakers, not to the Warriors, to Atlanta. Prove it to Jonathan Kuminga, like, hey, I belong in this league, and the Lakers are saying, hey, we're gonna make you a starter. A starter. You gonna get a bunch of shots, a bunch of opportunities, alleys, oops, and all this other kind of stuff. Defensive style, get on break. Don't look for nobody. Get on that damn rim. Pull the screws out of it if you got to. We need all of that. So, like I said, I like Kaminga. You can bet on his upside better than his downside. So, you know, it's some type of fix. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a hole that we need. We need 3-and-D wings. We need defenders around Luka. We need 3-and-D shooters, energy, athleticism around Luka. So if we can get that, that'd be perfect for the Lakers. So I'm all in on that. Hey, sign those. We got Colin Sexton coming off the. He probably gonna come off the bench. We got those, Card that we drafted. We still got Bronny. Still got Doc Connect. We gotta develop this young talent while we have superstars already on the team, and then just to make it all work. All right. We got rid of DeAndre Ayton. Thank God. Hey, by all means, you can get going. Cause man, you stunk up the joint. You had a couple good games here and there, but a lot of times you'll be the biggest one on the court, and we wouldn't even know it. You'll have one rebound. We bringing out bench players, and they getting 6, 7 rebounds just off energy. So hey, but off of Aiden, we good on that. So yeah, hey, as a Laker fan, I'm cool with getting Jonathan Kuminga. Other people might be laughing or saying, "Oh, he ain't gonna do this. Oh, he can't do that." That's fine. He ain't do that for y'all. I believe he can do that for us. And coming to the Lakers, new culture. It's something about that purple and gold. So all he gotta do is come in with his head right. Let's develop. Let's get better. Let's build on what you already got going. Say 6'8", young, athletic. We need all of that.